Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Vision Quest Tarot, and at the top are the names of the people who created it. Diane S. Winter and Joe Doze, which I know I'm butchering that, but they're at the top. So if you want them, that's what you need to do to look them up. The support of Oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night, and here on the back, right above the barcode, is who created those. I'm not going to butcher the names, but if you look those up, you can find this deck as well. Okay. I got a squeaky dog in the other room. I don't know what's up with him with that. This is going to go along this whole... okay. So I just got to remember, this is going to drag into that, and that's where it's going to go. This is all the way to the end. Okay. So... okay. Aries. You know, it's interesting because when I'm feeling this, I'm just kind of like, when you need to hold your ground, you will hold your ground. Like, there's no question about that, in my opinion. If you've decided, like, this, I need to stand here and fortify this moment, then I'll do that. Liking it is another situation, but if you feel like it's necessary, it needs to be done, then you will do it. Coming into the situation, you get differences and you've got meditation, which the meditation is kind of like you're whatever you're dealing with, you're kind of like, I don't understand what the deal is with this. I don't understand if it's the person or the situation. I'm not really sure. It's like you don't have a firm footing where you can't really judge it for certain. Like, is this good or bad? Is it somebody causing a problem? Is it just the way the situation rolls? Like, you got differences with meditation. Like, you're like, I don't want to prejudge this. It's almost like you have the foresight to go, you know, I've lived life for a while, and sometimes I like to believe that I know exactly what's happening, but I've learned the hard way that, you know, there's hidden factors here and there that I just don't know. And I don't want to preemptively jump ahead and jump to conclusions when I know I could do that and shoot myself right in the foot. So I know something isn't quite right here. It just doesn't sit right with me. I know there's something I'm just not getting the information. Something just isn't quite right. So you're kind of holding back. You're kind of holding back when you're getting involved because you got invisible in the environment. You're like, you see, but this, I feel like this is acknowledging that you know something isn't right. Something like, why is this all working out a certain way? Like, the way everything is going, you're just like, how do I put this? It's like, you know, it's like when you see one of those floating balls and you're like, all right, that doesn't make sense. Balls just don't float like that. So you're like, is there a magnet holding it up? Is there an air current holding it up? Like, what? Like, you're like, I know something's up here. I know, but I don't know what exactly is. I know there's something that doesn't make sense to me. How this is working out, like, there's a missing something. I know there is, but what it is, that I don't know. So you're trying to figure it out. You're like, something isn't quite right here. The thing is, this moment seems to linger. When I'm getting the Four of Fire, Four of Wands, it's very interesting. Because what I'm feeling here is like, it seems to be one of those things where it just seems to become the norm. And you're just trying to, you're like, all right, I think it's holding strong. It's not going away, but you're not getting the answers at this point. It's kind of like, all right, that ball is still floating there. Is there a string holding it up? Is it one of those fishing wire things? I don't know. You can think of you can think of a lot of different ways this could be happening, but you're like, I don't know. And it's holding you to the side. it seems like there's a lot of confusion with this all of a sudden. Like I'm trying to figure out where it's going. You're still confident that you're like, there's something here that I just can't put my finger on that's causing things to work out a certain way, and I just don't know what it is. It's hidden. What is it? What is hidden? Now, the High Priestess of Air is face down, which tells me someone is purposely keeping you in the dark. They don't want you to know why. They don't want you to know why the situation is working. They don't want you to. They literally are purposely doing that. Because if you don't know why things are working out, you don't understand the ins and outs of the situation, they feel that gives them control. Now, it's the High Priestess of Air, which in this reading, it makes me feel like somebody in total control that understands what's happening and has complete control what is known and what is not known. That's part of Air's thing. Like, what is known and what is not known is in Air's court, you know? Yet you're starting to piece it together. You're just like, I'll find my answer. I'm not going to give up. And you are paying attention like nobody's business, but they know. Whoever it is that has the answer knows you're trying to get it, and knows you're looking, and knows you're paying attention, and knows you're quite smart, is what I'm also getting, and is working with that. They're trying to I feel like they're trying to mislead you a little bit. You're trying, and you're getting little inklings like, look over here. Look over there. Ask this question. Like, I feel like you're getting little inklings like that. Like something is catching your eye and you're drawn towards something. This other person's trying to keep you off balance, though, so they're trying to keep you away from it. You're really trying to figure this out, though. You got vision there. You're kind of like, you're getting little inklings. The vision with the moon is telling me you're getting these little pulls. Like, something is, I feel like the answer's over here. Kind of like, you're kind of like, well, it's like for me, like all of a sudden I have this interest to like look up at the wires, and like I'm noticing the wires, and then the next day or two something hits them, like a branch falls down on them and knocks them out, and it's kind of like those inklings. Like, I don't know why I'm looking at this, I don't know why this is so important. A couple days pass and you're like, well, I guess that's why, but what was I supposed to do with that? One of those feelings. This is an awesome card. This really is. I don't know how to say that name. So if you know how to say it, sound it out phonetically for me and put it in the comments. It's Sgiach. I want to say Syak, but I want to say but it makes me think of the Kaliak, which I don't see how that would equate to Kaliak, but it makes me think of her. Confidence here. Somebody who's very strong. You are pulling on your wisdom. You're like, all right, my answers will come to me. My answers will come to me, and I will figure this out. And you're just kind of like, it's almost like like, it's coming to you. It's coming, you're going to figure it out. But this person is changing the rules at that point. Once you start to figure out like why that ball is floating, for example, is it a string? Is it air current? Is it magnets? What's keeping that ball floating? They're like, well, before you figure it out, let me put that ball away. So now you can't even see it. Now you can't even deal with it. So there's no way of you figuring it out because I took it off the table. It was like you were so close to figuring it out. And they're like, before you figure that out, let me just put that away. It's funny, but it's not. It's funny because it's ironic. It's not because I feel like if it happened right in front of me, I'd be like, oh, it would like really get under my skin. When I'm getting the Daughter of Fire, I feel like that's the energy around you. And this card I'm not seeing as good or bad. I just feel like somebody's kind of like moving things out of the way. Like they're changing the rules is kind of what I'm getting. Because I'm getting like the situation, literally, you got the depletion in the situation itself. Kind of like it's been removed. That's kind of like a depletion feel for me. Like it's been removed. Depletion looks very deadly here, and I get that. And it's like the Seven of Pentacles, which is not, this isn't the normal feel for the Seven of Pentacles for me. But I feel like it's been removed. Something's been removed, so you can't figure it out. And that's kind of like the depletion. It's been removed. There's nothing there. It's been removed. I feel like the situation's been removed before you figure it out. Because you were asking questions. They knew you were looking for it. Maybe that's the trick here. If they know you're looking, they're going to change the rules. They're going to change the situation. Maybe that's the whole thing of this reading. If you really want the answers, you got to be careful and not let people know you're looking for them. You got to be a little bit more covert. Because if they know you're going for it, they're going to move it before you can get it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you're running towards the finish line, they know where you're running to. They're going to take out the bridge so you can't go across the water. So they're like, you can't finish the race now because you can't get across the water. And you're like, if I had a boat, I could. But it's rough water, so you can't swim across it. You know what I mean? Because I know Aries. They're like, well, I'll swim across that water. It's rough water. You can't. You know, it's not, you're not going to make it. You got the Two of Air. You've got the 7 of the major arcana, which they're giving spiritual warrior here. I just feel like they got you where they want you. Be careful. I feel like this is the whole reading. If they see you coming, if you come forward, like I feel like Aries is kind of like, I have no reason to hide. I will tell you I'm coming for it, and like I have no reason to hide is the Aries energy that I'm used to. But the more they see you coming, the more they just change the rules and they move things out of the way and they just block you because they see you going towards it. Like you're walking across the room to get the clicker, and they grab it and throw it out the window so you can't get it. Like it's that stuff. It's like things kids would do to each other. You want to watch TV, you're going towards the clicker, they throw it out the window so you can't get it. You then go to the TV, they unplug the TV. You know what I mean? You want to see a certain movie, they hide the movie so you can't find it. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I mean, people don't usually watch DVDs anymore, I know that, but you know what I mean. That's like the energy you're coming up with. I feel like if the more you're upfront about what you're trying to find out, the more they're going to trap you and keep it from you. I feel like that Two of Wands, or the Two of Swords, like the Two of Air is the Two of Swords. It doesn't usually come in as the inner piece, but that's how this deck does it. I'm feeling like the more you're on the level about it, the less likely you're going to find your answer. And the other person is going to protect themselves, and they're going to have control. And they're going to keep it, like the Son of Water makes me feel like they're going to actively keep it away from you and keep it for themselves, and they're going to be very happy to do so. I feel like the whole advice for this reading is if you really want these answers and you really feel like you need these answers to go forward, you're going to have to be more covert about it. If you really want these answers, you're going to have to be more covert. If you're more covert, I'm tripping over that word. Covert? Okay, covert. I think we're good. Okay. You're going to have to be careful about them seeing you coming. If they see you coming, they're going to block you. If they see you coming, they're going to shut the door, lock the door, change the door, whatever they got to do. If they see you coming, they're going to know what defense to put up and use that to their advantage. If they don't see you coming, then you get what you want, is what I mean. Because I'm getting this, it makes me feel like when I'm seeing this card is like the less they see you as a threat, the more likely you are to get what you want. This is one of those situations where you want them to underestimate you. The more they underestimate you, the more success you get. So that's the whole thing with this. If you come at it directly and just, I don't have any reason to hide, I want this, give me that answer, they're going to be like, shut door, move it away, put it so you can't get it. But if you just kind of go in very quietly and just like, oh, I'm just here, just kind of hanging out, nothing going on, and then you just kind of like make note of this, make note of that, you just quietly look for answers on your own, you will find the answer you want. If you do it that way, you will find the answer you want. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you want a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.